baby. Why? Meow.
My camera isn't going to stay at that angle, but this is Bowser. You probably remember him briefly in an older video. He is all grown up now. He is 2. He's 2 years old. I can't believe it's been 2 years.
Hello everyone, I'm Kyra and welcome to my channel. In this video, I'm going to be talking about some of the things that I ate and did while I was on a trip this previous summer. Now, I'm aware that it is no longer summer, although I feel like the weather would beg to differ. For this trip, I went to Illinois to see my boyfriend. I don't believe I've mentioned this before, but I have been in a long-distance relationship for the last 7 years. We make an attempt to try and see each other at least once a year. This year we saw each other twice, which was nice for a change. So with all that said, I'm going to go ahead and get into the video. He drove here to pick me up and to drive me back to Illinois. We got up early and we hit the road at 5 o'clock in the morning the following day. Had we not done that, the traffic probably would have been much worse going through Chicago. But anyway, I'm gonna share little bits of snacks that I had because I didn't have a chance to fix breakfast. I had a peanut butter chocolate core bar. If I could describe it, it's essentially like a Lara bar but with oats, chia seeds, and probiotics. This wasn't the first time I had one. They're just a really good bar. They're nutrient dense and they're a decent snack, I would say. That was my breakfast. A couple hours later I felt a little peckish and then I had some Nacho Vibes hip peas. I actually have not tried the Nacho Vibe ones. I've only had the white cheddar hip peas. I still prefer the white cheddar ones. I know that they have a variety of different flavors. I'm sure I've seen other ones just in passing. They're pretty good, and this is coming from somebody who had a catastrophic experience with cheese puffs prior to going vegan. You know what? Here's a short story. When I was a young child, I absolutely adored cheese puffs. Because of that, my mother would always buy the giant family-sized bags of them for us to munch on as we watched movies. One time I was laying in bed with my mother and we were flying through the bag of cheese puffs. I happened to eat far too many, and after I took a few steps into the hallway, I threw up everywhere. That was that. After that occurrence, whether it be at a friend's birthday party or any other event where cheese puffs were present, I just did not find it in myself to want to try and eat a cheese puff again. I was quite skeptical when I had hip peas for the first time. I wasn't sure how I would feel about them, but I actually ended up really liking them. Once I arrived in Illinois, we stopped at a place called Mod Pizza to meet up with some friends. My Mod Pizza is half an hour away. My boyfriend's Mod Pizza is just a few minutes of a drive. I had never had Mod Pizza, but I wanted to for a very long time. They do have plenty of vegan options, and I got a Mod, of course. It was pretty big, that's all I remember. That's what she said. On my pizza, I got red sauce and a shit ton of veggies. Broccoli, red onions, olives, roasted red pepper. Basically, I had a little bit of everything that I could possibly think of that would go good together. I also got vegan cheese on top. They use Daiya. So if you're not a Daiya person, you might as well skip the cheese. I personally love Daiya. I was not there for Daiya during their darkest times, but I have tried the new formulations and I'd say their cheeses are pretty good. I really like their farmhouse block, especially the jalapeno Havarti. To finish the pizza off, I got a barbecue swirl on top. I'm adventurous with my food, always have been, always will be. It actually ended up being very delicious. Moving onward, I went to Dunkin' Donuts the following morning. I really wanted to try the avocado toast. It had been relatively new. It's just sourdough bread, avocado spread, and everything bagel seasoning on top. Along with the avocado toast, I had an iced coffee with a vanilla shot and oat milk. If you're out and about, it's an option and it's actually pretty good. The only thing that I wish was different is that they added more non-dairy milk. I like my coffee a little bit on the light side, not too light to the point where it's overly sweet. I believe this was also on the same day we ended up going to Red Robin. Once again, we met up with some friends. They don't have a ton of vegan options, however, they do have a few. For my dinner that night, I had an ancient grain quinoa veggie burger in a wrap. The last time I had it on a bun. You're going to have to make some modifications for the burgers to be vegan. For the quinoa and ancient grain veggie burger, you're going to want to remove the Swiss cheese and the garlic aioli, and then you're fine. The only thing I did differently was I also added cucumbers. I also had some fries along the side. I had a good time and a good meal, and that was a great way to end that day. Dunkin' Donuts has a flavor of the month, so we went back to Dunkin' again, and I got a chance to try it. It just so happened that the flavor of the month was a non-dairy flavor. The flavor of the month was strawberry streusel. It's an oat milk based ice cream. I've only tried a few oat milk based ice creams, but one of my favorite ice cream flavors is an oat milk based ice cream. It's the So Delicious peanut butter and raspberry. Oh my goodness. So I tried that, and I will say this, I feel like it was thawed and refrozen before it was served, so it did affect the texture somewhat. If it wasn't for the texture, I feel like it would have been absolutely amazing. Just because of that, I really wasn't a fan. My boyfriend is lactose intolerant, so he doesn't even eat ice cream, but he does like the daiquiri, which also happens to be vegan. He raves about it and he wanted me to try it, so that's what I did, and it was good. It was really good. If you go to Dunkin', you want something to cool you off, you got the options of non-dairy ice creams because they have ones that aren't just a part of the flavor of the month category, and you also have daiquiri ice. So those options are there if you're interested. I didn't even realize how many times I went to Dunkin'. I think I went to Dunkin' 5 times, if that's even accurate. It may have been more. Anywho, I wanted to make sure that every place we went to was within the vicinity. The whole trip in total was a 40-hour drive, so I wanted to try and minimize driving as much as possible. On one of those mornings, I got the Beyond Sausage breakfast sandwich along with hash browns and a iced macchiato with a mocha swirl and oat milk. In order to make it vegan, you remove the egg and the cheese. So you're kind of just left with this small sausage between an English muffin. The Beyond Sausage breakfast sandwich is no longer on their menu. I can understand why. I personally think it would have done better if there was a different way of preparing it. The option was there, it was great, but I would rather have the avocado toast. One of the highlights of the trip was going to Schaumburg Mall, where I also went to level 257. I've played every single Mario Kart in existence, but I never got a chance to play Mario Kart GP. I finally can say I have played every Mario Kart out there. That feels really good to say. Not only did we go to Schaumburg Mall, but for the very first time, I went to Trader Joe's and Whole Foods. I don't live anywhere near a Trader Joe's or Whole Foods. The closest Trader Joe's is over an hour away, and Whole Foods, don't even get me started on Whole Foods. I have plenty of vegan options just between Walmart and Aldi, but Whole Foods and Trader Joe's takes it to the next level. I always wanted to go to a Trader Joe's and a Whole Foods. I managed to go to both within one day. That's just because they're so close by. I'm actually going to post the Trader Joe's haul because I recently went again. We just saw each other not even a month ago, and I picked up some more stuff at Trader Joe's. I definitely prefer Trader Joe's over Whole Foods. I know that might be controversial too. I love Trader Joe's. The prices are reasonable and you never know what you're going to find. That's always really awesome. After all the gaming and shopping that we did, I grabbed a snack. I've always seen Fruz balls. They were like little Nutella treats. So good. Oh my goodness. I used to love Nutella. That was my after school snack. Get yourself some Fruz balls. They're amazing. We went to Simmons Island Park in Kenosha, Wisconsin. It's a beach and a park that I had been to the first time that I went to see my boyfriend. Each time I go to visit him, we try and squeeze in some time to go there. And it's absolutely gorgeous. We spent a little bit of the early afternoon there. We ended up at Red Robin again for a double date, and this time around I got the Impossible Burger. With a few modifications, it can be vegan. But the first time around, it did come out with mayonnaise. They were kind enough to make me another burger, and it was all good from there. Along with my burger, I had some sweet potato fries. And I don't say the drinks that I have, but I usually get an unsweet tea. Yeah. it's kind of boring, that's why I don't say it. This was around the time where the trip was coming to an end, so I couldn't get a lot of perishables from Trader's and Whole Foods. I only got what I could eat within those last few days. From Whole Foods, one of the things that I got was a vegan donut with vanilla icing. It has been years since I walked up to a donut case and got a donut out of it. We have come such a long way. I wish it was more accessible. I wish it wasn't just Whole Foods, but I mean, hey, the grocery store that I work at carries vegan cupcakes, so I mean, we're making progress. For the donut, superb. Would recommend. I'm just happy I can get a vegan donut somewhere. For lunch one day, I had the veggie wrap with hummus from Trader Joe's. It's pretty straightforward. Veggies, hummus in a wrap. Rather than being made with a tortilla like your average wrap, it was made on a flatbread. I believe it was lavash bread. It was really good. Here we go with another Dunkin trip. I had an iced matcha latte with almond milk. Also from Whole Foods, I got a vegan carrot cake made specially by the Chicago Diner. I've never been to the Chicago Diner. If you haven't heard of the Chicago Diner, it is a vegetarian/vegan restaurant in Chicago, and they are known to have some of the best food. One of the things on my bucket list is to go to the Chicago Diner, so maybe someday. They had a few other desserts made by the Chicago Diner there, but I'm a carrot cake person at heart, and I used to make carrot cake from scratch, icing and everything all the time before I went vegan. So I really wanted to try some carrot cake. It was absolutely delicious. It's probably the second best carrot cake that I've ever tried. I'm hoping I can actually try it in the restaurant someday. I'm really holding on to that dream, if you can't tell. We ended up going to Simmons Island Park again, and we had a picnic there. When I first visited Simmons Island Park a couple years ago, I said I always wanted to have a picnic there. So we had a picnic, and it was a beautiful day, perfect for a picnic. Everything I could imagine. It was my first picnic too. For the picnic, I had a tofurkey sandwich with greens, tomato, onions, and mustard. Of course, my boyfriend's non-vegan, so he just had a turkey sandwich with lettuce. He doesn't like any condiments on anything. So yeah, that was his sandwich. On the side of my sandwich, I had the original Sun Chips, and he had the French onion ones. The original Sun Chips are the only vegan variety. I also had a chickpea and edamame salad from Aldi on the side. And for a drink, I had strawberry lemonade kombucha, and my boyfriend had a Mountain Dew. And that was our picnic. We walked around the beach and the park a little bit, and it was just, you know, it was really nice. It's a good way to spend quality time, especially if you're with your partner. That was something that I very much enjoyed. The picnic happened on the second to last day before I had to go home, so after that we really didn't do much. On the day that I was to return home, I really just wanted to get through traffic and everything else. I wasn't interested in stopping anywhere. I just snacked on the remainder of my hip peas. The only place I did stop at was Panera. I had a peach blueberry smoothie. Since I had eaten out more than usual, I wasn't feeling quite as energetic. I felt a little bit more lethargic, so it was nice. It was light. It's made with almond milk, and you don't have to worry about modifying anything. It's vegan as is. That's all for this video. I had an absolutely great trip. I hope you found some sort of entertainment in it. I also hope it was insightful for the amount of vegan options that are available nowadays. They are constantly expanding, and it really is an amazing thing to see. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Bye!